Okay.
All right, welcome back everyone to another Money Essentials workshop. And today we have Shannon here with us, who I was just chatting with her about her approach, this feminine approach to budgeting, which is funny because I'm such a spreadsheet nerd. I love getting into the data, but many of my clients are totally turned off by spreadsheets. It's just not their style, and very restrictive budgeting is not their style. So Shannon, I seriously cannot wait to hear your approach. I think a lot of women are going to appreciate this. So I'll let you introduce yourself and take it away to teach us about feminine budgeting.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I know we were talking about, I am not, so hello everyone, my name is Shannon. I'll get in more into my backstory and introduction, but I am not a spreadsheet queen. So if you were watching this and the idea of looking at spreadsheets just makes you like your whole body just like tense up and you just like cannot do it, that's okay. Like this is perfect for you. Like you're gonna really enjoy this presentation today. So, hello everybody. This is Romantic Money Overflow. We're talking about creating a budget that is feminine, fun, and it puts your values first. So, if you are watching this workshop and you relate to any of these statements, you are done feeling overwhelmed, guilty, or ashamed every time you sit down to do your finances. If you ever opened a spreadsheet, we were just talking about, and immediately wanted to slam your laptop shut, or it just became so overwhelming you wanted to run away, if you avoid looking at your bank account because you're afraid of what it will say, if you've tried budgeting before and it felt way too restrictive, it felt boring, or more like just a chore on your task list. A bonus, if you are watching this and you are a woman who loves crystals, spirituality, tarot cards, bubble baths, gardening, face masks, any of you like, will you feel like you really resonate with either having a spiritual side to you? A lot of my clients are into spirituality and they feel like they do not resonate at all with the spreadsheet budgeting world. And then I also have clients who just love self-care. They love taking care of themselves, putting themselves first. I actually call those clients romantics. And it's the romanticizing of life, the enjoying all of the parts of life. And if you feel like budgeting has never resonated with you because you really feel like you're a person who enjoys that romantic part of life, this is also for you too. You're going to really like the way I explain budgeting today. Okay, so let's talk about maybe some lies you have currently that you feel like are either in your head about money or about numbers. You've been told that you're bad with numbers, that math is hard for girls. Math and girls don't go together. I've heard that a lot. Oh no, a girl doing math. Oh no, that's not going to work out too well. I've heard those statements too. A lot of my clients come with that one. You're bad with numbers. That's like a big one my clients come with. And that money should just be left to men. Money is for men to decide how to manage it. It's for men to figure out you don't need to worry about it. Or it's for them. It's not for me. I can't understand how to manage money. You're in the perfect place. And also it's a lie you've been told. And I know how you feel about that. So let's just look at some numbers, okay? In a 2025 survey, only 49% of women felt knowledgeable about building wealth, while 66% of men felt confident about what they need to build wealth. In 2024, women saved an average of $3,146 compared to a men's average saving of $7,007. Now, nearly half of women now consider themselves the CFO of their homes, which was a role that was not accessible to them before the 1974 Equal Credit Opportunity Act. So they were allowed to access credit cards. So women are stepping into this role of becoming the managers of money of their households. But we are lacking the confidence and also the clarity around how to do this. And I think it's because budgeting has felt, in a way, far from us or like gatekept from us, right? Like it's a man's world. It's very masculine. It's very the way it's created, the if you've never resonated with like Dave Ramsey, like a lot of my clients never resonated with Dave Ramsey, it's something that we want to do, but it feels inaccessible to us right now. And it's really important for us as women to understand that we can take control of our finances. We can learn this. We just need someone to show us how to do it in a way that resonates with women and femininity. And that is what I am here to do today. So let's talk about some reasons why we avoid budgeting, right? I think that there's some things that it can feel not accessible to us, but I think there's also some things that are we could change, right? So traditional budgeting feels rigid, masculine, numbers heavy, right? It's like it looks not pretty. Like if you are a feminine woman, like the woman I talked about before, you desire beauty, right? Like we like for things to look pretty. We like shiny, pretty planners. We maybe like aesthetic type of stuff, whether it's makeup, clothes, jewelry, right? It just doesn't have that pretty feeling to it, like a regular budget. Many women also have history and experiences of being judged or shamed around money. Whether you have had family, people, society, again, like say those things about women and money, or whether you have just had experiences in your family around never seeing a woman take the role of managing money, or whether you have experiences of just being told in a society you don't need to worry about managing money, right? There's also the idea of restriction with budgeting. It's this idea of if I budget my money, I'm going to have to be restricted now, right? And money can also feel like a test to a lot of women. It can feel like I failed again, I missed this payment again, I did this thing again. And it can always feel like you're failing. So, like, just avoid it because who wants to get that feeling all of the time, right? So, these are some reasons why we avoid budgeting. So, hello, my name is Shannon. I have these two beautiful children over here, which are the reason why I basically got serious about my financial future. I'm the creator of Romantic Money Overflow. I also like to call myself the Elle Woods of budgeting because I feel like I make budgeting pink. I make it fun. I make it easy. I make women feel confident about money that they can do this. I want that number to go up. I don't want it to just be 49% of women feeling confident about their decisions with money. I want it to be, 50%. I want it to be 60%. So my story is that I was never a spreadsheet queen. I was never a girl who felt like she was good with numbers. I was a broke, successful six-figure coach. I had my own coaching business. I've been an entrepreneur for probably, oh my gosh, how many years now? Probably around 9 years. I sold my first, oh no, longer than that, probably like 10 years. I sold my first business by my 30th birthday. And then I started my coaching business. My coaching business became very successful. I hit six figures, but this is where I learned that making more money doesn't mean you're going to be successful with money. I had $25,000 of debt. I had absolutely no savings, and here I was, a successful six-figure coach, right? I felt constant stress around money. And to just put the cherry on top of that, I was budgeting. I was actually tracking my money and budgeting while having all of this money come in, and I still felt the stress. I still had debt, and I still had no savings. So once I became a mom in 2020, I stopped forcing myself into traditional masculine money budgeting systems. I felt like they never worked for me, and that's when I created my own romantic money overflow method. So for me, like I can say, becoming a mother made me more feminine. It made me really let go of masculine ways of even doing business and really step into being feminine. I am now debt free for over 5 years. My daughter just had her fifth birthday, and between the birth of my two kids is when I did all of this, also, by the way. I had my kids 16 months apart in 2020, and during that time, I paid off $25,000 of debt. I built 6 months of personal savings, 6 months of business savings. I built my net worth to over 3.4 million. Now that took a little bit longer than 16 months, but becoming debt free, saving money, and at the time still building my net worth. I did that between the birth of my first kid and my second kid, which was about 16 months. Now I like to help women like you fall in love with their money, pay off debt, and create a financial overflow without giving up all the things that they love. And I like to make it pink, and I like to make it pretty, and I like to make it fun. That's really my thing about it. If something is not fun, I am not going to do it. If it's not pretty and it's not fun, I'm not going to do it. All right, so let's talk about This three-step process I'm going to take you through today to show you how this romantic money overflow method works. So, the three steps we're going to go on. First step, I'm going to show you how managing money is self-care, not self-shame. If you are the person right now who your body just like completely tenses up at the idea of looking at your bank account, looking at your credit cards, um, having to do anything with numbers, having to make any money decisions, I'm going to show you how managing money is self-care, not self-shame. I'm also going to show you some tips and tricks that I use with my clients to calm their nervous system before we look at numbers. So again, you're having that like heart racing type of things happen. You're having that like really getting fearful, nervous, just opening your checking account. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks around ways to get your body calm and centered so you can make better money decisions. Then I'm going to actually show you the method, how it works in real time, using your money, what it looks like in a budget to use the romantic money overflow method. All right, so let's move on to step number one. This is what I was talking about around really reframing money as self-care, not self-shame. What we're going to look at is if you have trauma around money, I find that a lot of my clients, a lot of the feelings that they're bringing to money is mostly around past stuff that has happened. So whether it's trauma, whether it's stories that they're telling themselves, whether it's like their parents' relationship to money, they're coming to numbers and they are completely, their body is in dysregulation. Like they are just panicked, they are scared. And what happens is money looks scarier than it is, right? And I think that this, I love to put this spin on it because I feel like for people who are really in their feminine, we're really in touch with our emotions, right? To some people, I feel like when people are in different areas of their life. Some people are more masculine, some people are more feminine. People who, the women who are more in their feminine, really make money. It's emotional, it's deeply personal, deeply emotional. So when we come to money, we come with all of these emotions, right? And it's hard for us to kind of disentangle the numbers from the emotions. But the way we can do that is by telling our body, it's safe. It is safe for us to look at our numbers. It is safe for us to spend that money. It is safe for us to save that money. It is safe for us to make money decisions today, right? And the way we can really get our body to feel safe is by doing these other little tips and tricks. So when I have a session with my client and I know that she has a lot of emotions around money, I know that we're going to be budgeting that day. What I like to do is light a candle for her. I'll light a candle in my office. I'll tell her to light a candle. I'll tell her to put on like a pair of cozy, fuzzy socks, maybe put on her favorite sweatshirt, something that tells her body like it's cozy, it's safe, right? Just little things to make money and budgeting calm her, get her body calm before she does it and make her feel like she is in a safe, nice space to look at her numbers now. When you are able to kind of get in a regulated state or tell your body it's safe, then what happens is we stop reacting impulsively, right? We start responding to our money with clarity, calm, grounded decisions instead of these big fighty, flighty type of decisions that we're currently making with our money because we're either having a lot of emotions, our body is going into a dysregulated state. It's like getting your body on board and getting your body to feel safe is now like, okay, my body's safe. I can look at these numbers now. And that is like one of the ways that I love working with my clients is getting them to say, what type of music makes you feel calm and centered? What type of music makes you feel cozy? For me, it's like jazz music. I don't know what you guys love. Feel free to pop it in the comments, but like music to me that makes me feel so, so good is jazz music. Other types like 90s. For me, it'd be like 90s alternative, maybe 90s indie type of music. Anything like that just makes like tells my body like we're cool, we're chill, we're chill, we're ready to do this. All right. Ah, hold on one second. I think I have missed. I need to go back 1 second. Oh no, I think I may have lost a slide, guys. Let me just double check. This one. All right, I'm going to do this one then. I'm going to do this from the top of my head. Okay, so let's talk about managing money as self-care, not as self-shame. So we kind of went through what I talked about was calming your nervous system before numbers. Now I'm going to talk about managing money as self-care, not self-shame. So a lot of my clients that I meet when they're coming to numbers is about that they are feeling like looking at their money is like all of a sudden immediately becomes a big shame fest, right? They open up their money, they're telling me about their money. And even before they're telling me like how much credit card debt they have, they are already telling me like, I'm so sorry, I'm so embarrassed, I'm so ashamed. And I'm just like, hey, listen, this is what you're doing is like taking care of yourself, right? So there's all of the shame that will then come with our numbers. I want you to look at that managing money is taking care of yourself. Just in the same way, right? What are some of your favorite ways you like to take care of yourself? Think about it that way. I want managing your money to feel as good as getting your nails done. I want managing your money to feel as good as taking a bubble bath. Managing your money to feel as good as a midday nap. Managing your money to feel as good as what are some other ways women like love taking care of themselves? It could be like a really good workout, right? Maybe a workout class or something. But in our society, we look at taking care of ourselves and self-care as a very important thing right now, right? It's amazing that it's come that we've become this society where self-care is very important. But we don't look at managing money as taking care of ourselves when it really is a type of self-care. So when it comes to managing your money, imagine it could feel as good as a bubble bath. Imagine it could feel as getting your nails done. Imagine it could feel as good as getting a blowout if that's what makes you feel like you're taking care of yourself. Because in itself, it is the biggest self-care you could do. You are literally taking care of future you. You are literally taking care of the person you even are today, right? By making decisions about your money. So I think if we can approach money with the mindset of, I am doing this to take care of myself, not to shame myself. I am doing this to take care of future me who needs to retire, who probably will get, like their body's gonna get old and tired, and I need to take care of future me. I'm taking care of current me by making decisions that are for the best for her, right? Looking at it of a mindset of managing my money is not about shame, it's about self-care. Yeah. But that's what I feel like is one of the biggest mindset shifts I love to give my clients. Managing my money is not about shame, it's about taking care of myself. All right, so now let's dive in. I believe I have that one. Okay, let's dive into the romantic money overflow, what this actually looks like on paper. Okay, so when we look at traditional budgeting, traditional budgeting tells you this. You have your pile of money, your paycheck, money from your business, however you get paid. I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, but I also work with a lot of people who have 9 to 5 and side hustles. So everyone gets paid so differently, right? But imagine you have the pile of money that comes in, again, either through a paycheck, client paid you, big launch you just had in your business, right? Traditional budgeting tells you this. Put your money to your bills first. Pay all your bills first. Then, now these can be interchangeable. Okay. Put money towards goals, whether that's, house you want to buy, debt you want to pay off, savings you want to build, financial goals. Like, what are your next financial goals? And then what's left after that, you can use that for the fun stuff you like to do in life. So, what I typically see happen is everyone puts their money to their bills, then they have a little bit for goals, and then they have like little bits of crumbs for like the fun stuff, right? Like the things you actually want to do in life. Now, maybe you have these switched. Maybe you do your bills first, then you put money to dining out, grocery delivery, if that's what you like, Pilates class you like to go to, skincare you like to buy, right? Or it could even be like things like, oh, I'm really interested in workout class. Like I feel like I'm giving very generic answers. There's probably so many things you guys are interested in. So these can be flip-flopped, right? And then it's always like, okay, after I put my money to the things that I like and want to do, then I try to put a little bit of money aside to paying off my debt, saving, or saving up for a house, any other buying a new car, right? Financial goals that you have. And this method was the method that kept me in $25,000 of credit card debt and had absolutely no savings doing this method because all of my money went here. And I allowed those to balloon and balloon and balloon until I didn't have anything left for this and I didn't have anything left for this. And so I did not enjoy budgeting. And I also was not making progress with my money. So at the time that I had those two successful six-figure years in my business, I also was budgeting my money. And that's what was happening. So this fails us because we put, like I was saying before, I'm just repeating the same thing I just said. This can balloon. We can make this become bigger and bigger and bigger, right? So everyone I'm sure has heard of lifestyle creep here. And that's kind of what this creates. All of a sudden, certain things become necessary. Things that we don't really want to become necessary do become necessary. Oh, all of a sudden I am buying a more expensive car. So my car payment has gone up. Oh, I am spending more money on clothing because my salary has gone up, right? It goes here, it goes into your bills, right? All this stuff gets pushed further and further and further down the line because this starts to creep up. This fails us. Also, if that's not something that you resonate with, this can also fail you too because it's not fun. I don't want to do this. Who wants to just pay their bills, right? Like that is not like the joy, the fun in life. And I feel like if you cannot seek out the joy and fun in something, it's going to end pretty quickly. Like, like I'm the same way with exercising too and weight loss. If I cannot find the joy and the fun in that, like if I can't have fun running, if I can't have fun exercising, like I'm going to give up on it real quick. And that's also where it fails because there's nothing left to keep us wanting to come back. Why would I want to come back to my budget? I'm not saving money, I'm not paying off debt, and I'm not having fun, right? So why would I want to do it? And this is exactly where this was born. So here I was, 2 successful years in my business, the most amount of money I've ever made in my life, my entire life, and I have no savings. I have debt. I have credit card debt. I was a brand new mom, just had my baby. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? My business had started to tank because I was pregnant. I also became a brand new mom. And that will also affect your income because you don't really have much time to run a business once you have a baby, right? And I did not have maternity leave savings then. I did with my second kid, but not with my first. So here's what ended up happening. Have my baby, have the debt, have no savings. And I say to myself, this isn't working. Throw it out. This is not working. This is not working. What if I, instead, when I get paid, right? Whatever little bit amount of money I had coming through my business at the time, I had some recurring payments set up and things like that, right? Whenever money would come into my bank account, so for you, this could be a paycheck, this could be a client payment, things like that, right? Comes into your account. What if you put money to the things you value, or as I say, fun stuff, right? If you put money there first. So this is what it looked like for me. I would have the money come in from my business and I would, disperse all the money out. And I'm talking about personal finances. So when I moved over to my personal finances, also this worked very well, though, side note, worked very well for my business because my bills had ballooned very high in my business. Anyways, personal finance, for example, money comes into your account. What if you put money to, for me, it was coffee runs at the time. I could do the drive-through at Starbucks with the newborn baby. I could do that. And I can order some of those like skincare face masks. I really love those. I don't know if you guys wear that. I'm obsessed with them. I know they don't really do anything. I just like the way they feel on my skin. I feel like I'm doing something. So anyway, so I could do that, right? I could do those things to take care of myself. Then, whatever money's left over after I put some money to coffee for the month and I put some money to skincare stuff for the month, I put my money to one goal, one financial goal that I created at the time. So I take the rest of the money from there, I put it to goals, whether at the time it was saving money. I saved 6 months of personal expenses, 6 months of business expenses, and then paid off my debt. So for me, saving came first. And I put money to my savings. And then I made whatever money was left. after those two things fit this. No longer were my things that I value and have fun with, and no longer were my save money, pay off debt goals fitting around my bills, but my bills needed to fit around that stuff. So, what would happen is I would only have a certain amount of money that I had to make work, right? And in my business, this looked like my expenses, like I said before, my expenses had ballooned in my business. So I was like, oh, wow, if I want to save money this month, I need to make the bills fit around whatever I have left. Okay, well, let me question, do I need that tech thing? Do I need this thing? Do I need that thing? Is this really what I want? Like, is I really want to spend my money on that subscription again, on this thing, right? That's what it looked like in my business. Personally, it looked like, oh, I'm still paying for that gym membership that I definitely am not using. Let me cancel that. Oh, I'm still paying for that subscription to like HBO Max. I haven't watched HBO Max show in like 5 months. Let me cancel that. Oh, you know what? I'm paying this much for car insurance, but I think that I got a better deal over at this company. Let me go and change it here. And I started questioning all of those. And that made life way more fun. I could pay for the things I wanted, start making my goals actually happen, savings, debt payoff, any other things I wanted to save for. And then the little bit amount, the crumbs, went to the stuff that I don't really like paying for, like that stuff, right? So this to me was absolutely mind blowing that this worked better, helped me pay off $25,000 of debt, save 6 months of business expenses, 6 months of personal expenses within the span of 16 months because I was able to do it like this. When I did it the other way, the traditional way, 2 years. I spent 2 years staying in debt, 2 years having no savings, and 2 years not building any wealth, making the most amount of money I ever made. Like, how does that happen? How, right? Isn't this like, this is like mind blowing. So tell me, guys, if you feel like there's anything about this that makes you feel like, wow, this is totally different than anything I've been taught before. It can feel a little scary, definitely can feel a little scary to people, but it works. This has worked for me and this has worked for my clients. So I like I still like Game of Thrones. We won't talk about the last season. I don't know if any of you guys are like old enough to watch Game of Thrones. We won't talk about the last season, but I had to throw that in there. Also, here's a picture of my credit card debt. I took a little screenshot of it, of my shrinking credit card debt in 2020. And you could see in September 2021 was almost completely done. And then here are some other things that have, like using the romantic money overflow method with my clients. I have had a 100% success rate with my clients since November 2023. Every single client that has come into my coaching program has either saved 2 to 3 months of expenses, paid off debt, and built their wealth. On average, most of my clients will do anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000 of paying off debt and saving money total. And then I've had some clients who go on, depending upon their income, to also create $80,000 to $120,000 of wealth, whether that's paying off debt or saving money or buying a new investment property or investing their money someplace else. So I am really proud of that success rate. I like to shout it out from the rooftops, and I feel like it works because of the romantic money overflow method. So I also want to let you guys know that I don't use spreadsheets. So we talked about that before, right? And that's the method. So I talked about the method that I use, but I actually do use a type of budgeting software. So I feel like the romantic money method combined with this budgeting software makes for super explosive results. And this is the software I teach my clients also how to use in addition to the romantic money overflow method. So this is called You Need a Budget. What I love about it, it is automated. Money can move from one category to another. It is not rigid, it's not inflexible. Sometimes, like a spreadsheet, feels very inflexible. You can see how money can be laid out. You can see different places you want to put your money. You can even put categories for things you eventually want to buy in there so you can keep track of all those future expenses that you want to do. And it's designed by someone who knows how to manage money. I have a really great podcast episode with one of my clients, and she said that one of the things I said before that really resonated with her was that I said, if you're using a spreadsheet that's designed by you and you don't know how to pay off debt or save money, maybe it's not the best spreadsheet to use. And my advice was basically use a software, use a spreadsheet that's been designed by someone who knows how to manage money and save money and pay off debt in order for you to have success with your money. So this is the software that I love to use. It's called You Need a Budget. I use this with my clients. I teach them how to use it. It is what I think one of the best budgeting softwares out there. And thank you guys so much for joining me today. Thank you, Dr. Annie Cole, for having me on. If you would like to see how I use the romantic money method with a walkthrough video in that budgeting software that I talked about, it's called You Need a Budget, or YNAB is what I have here. You can head to this link right here and you can get that completely free as my gift to you guys today. Thank you again. Thank you, Dr. Annie Cole.
Love it. I have to say, this really is so different than a lot of other methods I've heard of. And I think what it reminds me of, I talk a lot about money mindset and
Yes.
the psychology behind why we do what we do. And I think for anyone watching this, it's just a great reminder that we can have all the information in the world, but if we don't have the right mental approach, like
Yeah.
if we want to be more feminine, we want to enjoy money, all you gave so many great tips on how to do that. And that's going to actually make the shift happen because yeah, someone could tell you to use a spreadsheet, but if it isn't working for you, it's not a problem with you. You're not bad with money. You don't have the
Yeah.
right tool or mindset yet. So I just love that you're offering something different for people that don't feel like the other methods are working because it's not a one size fits all. It's very different for
It's
everyone.
very different, right? Money is, I always like to say, like I say two things. Money is emotional and money is personal. Like money is so personal. It's like it
Yes,
has to fit to what you value and what you enjoy, or else like you'll never find a good method for you with money if you don't find something that fits you as a person and a unique individual.
I love it. So
Yeah.
great. Well, yeah, if anyone here or you're watching the replay wants to check it out, definitely check out the bit.ly link. Anywhere else that folks can find you, like websites, social handles, things you want to share?
Yeah, sure. So you can find me at shannondpalma.com. That is my website. You can find me on Instagram. I share a lot of the my vibe on Instagram is very much about how to make budgeting feel, trying to think of like what the word is. It's like a lot of my content on Instagram is like me in my garden, me playing with my kids. I wanted to feel like I can get women to watch and enjoy the content with like a
Yeah.
background that feels cozy, it feels fun, it feels welcoming, it feels inviting. So definitely find me on Instagram at Shannon D. Palma Coach. If you love money mindset, if you love money management tips, if you love financial management tips, but it has this kind of cozy, like gardening vibe, that's like totally me. So find me there, and I think you'd really enjoy
Awesome. I love it. I'm definitely gonna go follow you. And for anyone else looking for more resources, definitely I'll just put a plug for money-essentials.com/events. We have so many other amazing upcoming workshops, so definitely check it out and sign up for other ones. And definitely follow up with Shannon if you are feeling this method, because I think this could be very life-changing.
Thank you so much. Thank you again for having me.
All right, take care, everyone. Bye.